What's up, crypto fam? Welcome back to another episode. And I took a week off in Hawaii for a pre-wedding honeymoon, as some of you guys know about. There was a lot of relaxation in Maui. It was very, very cool. To the topic of today's video, we're going to be going over eHARVESTHUB. And what this is basically trying to make the food logistics industry smarter using the Ethereum blockchain, and it's quite cool. In the quick video, the CEO goes over token economics and why it's important to involve smart contracts in the logistics of agriculture and just overall the supply chain of bringing food from South America to something like the United States. What I'm gonna do is show the video, and then I'm gonna go over some brief thoughts about the video. And also, this project is backed by my man, Tim Draper, who, as many of you guys know in the past, I've mentioned, he is right down the street from where I live in California, in San Mateo, which is kind of the blockchain hub of Silicon Valley. So without further ado, let's dive into the video and then do an overview after that.
Hi everybody, this is Alvaro, founder and CEO of eHARVESTHUB, where we make food more affordable and accessible to everyone. Let's talk about token economics. Cryptocurrency allows faster payments to happen. It allows lower fees when you're doing cross-border payments. A lot of the product comes from Latin America, and cross-border payments can be extremely expensive. Also, from a farmer and a trucker perspective, a smart contract is extremely valuable because blockchain can create traceability and create that full transparency. This allows a buyer to feel comfortable about the food that they're buying and will facilitate a buyer paying faster. As soon as a trucker is delivered product, he should be able to have payment. Same thing with a farmer. That's where the technology makes a lot of sense, especially in the food space. Why does it make sense for us to use a token versus another cryptocurrency out there? And that really comes down to understanding how our customers think. Farmers don't like complicated software that is too hard to understand. We're not asking a farmer to go into an exchange to go buy a cryptocurrency and then come back to us and pay us with that cryptocurrency. It's all done within our platform. Very efficient, very transparent, and easy to use. This year, we're expecting to do 150,000 transactions. So potentially, we're looking at about $15 million in revenue. When we think about what our revenue could look like in 5 years, we could probably hit $1 billion. As we continue to put more funds into our growth, we can go farther than that.
As you can see, this project is claiming to be doing $1 billion in revenue in 5 years, which is awesome. I love the idea of having the Ethereum blockchain operating in the background, using smart contracts to make logistics smarter. You guys may not know this, but my first job out of college, I was doing processing on computers at a logistics company, like a supply chain manager, where I was operating different accounts across the United States, and anywhere between 85 to 100 drivers depending on which account I was at. We were shipping everything from Home Depot hardware to food, and ultimately there was a lot of disconnect that happened between locations, like whether it was incidents going on the road or whether it was incidents going on when the drivers arrived at a location where they were dropping off their load. Overall, the process is ripe for disruption. All pun intended, right? Like food, and yeah, I think that's pretty funny. eHarvest is basically flipping this model upside down, putting it on the blockchain and saying, guys, we are going to allow farmers and truck drivers and everyone involved in the supply chain of growing food to the store, all the way end to end. We are putting that on the blockchain for people to easily use and interact with. They don't need to know programming, and even the CEO in the video, as you can see, talks about why they do use Ethereum and the fact that it hides in the background. Like, you don't need it to be something like whipping up on the command lines. It's just not something that the average truck driver or employee working at a store is gonna wanna do. Not only are they gonna be saving billions of dollars, I think it was something like if the US just removes transaction fees from money transfer services, it's like $15 billion. So it's just beyond the savings that something like this would allow every country in the world to utilize in their supply chain for food coming from crops. Something like this backed by Tim Draper. He's obviously got his hands in a lot of different industries here with Bancor and these guys, and I think that it's very, very important to acknowledge when prestigious investors back something like this, and when Tim Draper puts his hand in something, he has done his diligence, and I know that for a fact. He only invests in projects that he know are going into industries that are ripe for disruption. And eHarvest is definitely doing an industry that isn't necessarily sexy, but it is something that needs a push. It needs a new financial infrastructure, and it needs something to be a little bit more intelligent on this whole long path of supply chain. They are doing a pre-sale, I believe. I'll be putting the link in the description below so you guys can go check it out. I've covered so many different industries here. This is the first food industry that I've covered, and I do want to try and cover every piece of the infrastructure that is out there that can be disrupted by blockchain as it sits today. I know blockchain is going to be way different in the future. Ethereum just announced that they're going into their second stage of development as of July 2018, which means that this is just the beginning. So we are just getting started in the development of blockchain. We're in like the 90s kind of dial-up age, and we can still disrupt billions, if not trillions of dollars, and we're moving towards just such a brighter future. So shout out to eHarvest. Video is sponsored by them. Those guys are amazing. Also shout out to Altcoin Fantasy for calling this channel one of the top up-and-coming channels on YouTube, which in the crypto category, that is amazing. I'm very humbled by that. Thank you for that. I'm gonna also put the link to that below so you guys can go check that out. That's it for my review of eHarvest. I'm gonna put the links below, so go check them out, guys. But I will see you guys on the next review. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe.